I've brushed it though.
Okay. So, Aria or Ari, which would you prefer?
Aria. Um,
Aria, Tia,
but
Sylvia,
um,
Aria, Evelinia,
no.
Juliana.
Um, but there are anyone who she knew from different people in her past call her different things, so she will answer to either one.
Okay. So, oh god. Wait, 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 wait.
Tired?
I literally just woke up,
Okay.
so I will be yawning. Um,
That is perfectly fine.
it's a nice, beautiful day on the shore on the Seafon tribe next to the city of Aura. The Vega have completely wiped out the settlement of Aura, so you're now living on the outskirts.
How long ago was that? Like where are we timing wise?
This is around. How old would she have been in the campaign?
In the campaign, she's going to be 21.
Okay, yeah, so this will be 5 years ago.
That's perfect.
Yeah, 5 years ago. And your father, Karos Medorath, has called you into his chambers, but before you adhere to his request, you sit upon the shore and feel the air and the ocean waves and just feel it wash over you.
I take in all of the fresh air and the salty breeze, and I plan what I'm about to say because I had arranged this, and actually, no, I hadn't arranged this. It was just an everyday meeting, but I had some things that I wanted to say.
The Seafon tribe is quiet today. It seems like it's been a slow start to the day. People are getting up. It's around probably 9 o'clock in the morning. Sun is just, peeking over the mountains. It's time to go confront your father.
I walk in the doors, checking the time every once in a while, dreading it, because I do not want to go in there yet again for the same lecture that I have had every day for 16 years.
So, this day you're feeling particularly inspired, and he walks out to meet you. Alas, dear child, come give me a hug.
I go awkwardly,
Okay.
hello, father, and kind of, that hug where you don't like actually hug, but you like kind of just awkwardly put your arms around each other and then like, yeah, it's that kind of hug.
He thinks there's something wrong.
This is the kind of hug that I would give like every hug. It's no different from normal.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing. Nothing wrong. A little tired, but that doesn't matter.
What is that, sure?
I.
Well,
She just looks very much like dead inside. Like if he looks in her eyes, there's just nothing behind them.
well. On this day, I must ask you a favor.
What beest that?
He looks a little troubled and he sits down on a stool next to a table.
I stay standing.
He kind of brushes away his kind of soggy hair. It looks like he literally just came out of the ocean. We may need to push forth our arranged marriage with Hester.
You see her mouth doesn't open, like her jaw doesn't drop, but you just see all of the muscles in her face just go.
Which means wedding preparations must be begun, and you know what this means.
That I do.
You must forfeit your music for greater light. No more silly
No.
games.
No.
Yes.
I said no.
I am your father, and I said yes.
Okay.
Your wedding.
My life was all just what you wanted anyway. Why should this be any different?
Now, you know what I want is what is best for you.
What is best for the Thrar? Not what is best for me.
You have a duty beset on you for this country, for our tribe.
But what if I don't want that duty?
Too bad. You're bestowed with that duty, and you must fulfill it.
What's stopping me from not?
Absolutely nothing. But you must know that if you do, you will face nothing but shame for the rest of your life.
You don't know that.
I do.
You don't know me. You don't know anything about me.
I know it.
All of thine reasonings, rules.
You are my daughter, and you do not talk to me this way.
They are all for the throne. They are not for me. You don't know a single thing about me.
He stands up.
How tall is he?
Like 6'3". I don't. Let me tell you a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Tell me.
You're arrogant and stubborn. You have nothing. You will no longer have my support in anything. You pampered child.
Pampered? Excuse me, do you call not doing anything I want pampered? I for sure don't, but maybe thou dost. And if so, we have very, very different ways of thinking. If thou knew anything about me, you would know that none of this is what I want. I would be miserable every day of my life. I have been miserable every day of my life.
But you will be fulfilling your duty. That is what matters. It does not matter about your happiness. You have a duty to this tribe.
Maybe that's what matters to thee, but not to me.
Then you truly are lost.
Doing what thou wants would be betraying me, betraying who I am. Is that what you want in the next ruler? Some shell of a robot?
What is thine robot?
'Tis something that I read about one time in some book that thou forced me to read on... What was it again?
Enough.
Ah, that's right. Warnings for the future.
Enough.
No. Not enough.
He walks over to you and stands over you.
I could, continue making eye contact, even though that means I'm like this.
Okay. I hereby banish you from this tribe.
Okay.
He just pushes you away, out the door.
I am out of character. I am very much not done with this. I have a list of things to accomplish, and we have gotten 2 of them done.
Okay.
I walk back in. Tell me one thing about what I want.
What did I say?
I'm not done here.
What did I say?
Thou mayest want to be rid of me. But I have more to say. Tell me one thing that you know about me as a person, as an individual.
Your silly music.
That's it?
That's one thing.
Okay, what's another one?
Will you ever listen to me?
I have. For 16 years. I am done listening to thou. It's time for thee to listen to me for once. If you had taken the time to get to know me as your daughter, you would know that I could not be less unhappy marrying Hastur. That is my nightmare beyond all else.
Hastur has everything for you.
He has nothing for me. He may technically have rank, wealth, power, status. That's not the kind of person I like.
Well, go out. Find the one to make you happy.
I will.
But you will never, ever set foot back on this tribal land for the rest of your life. And if I find you on our lands, you will be treated as a criminal for trespassing and denial of the Thrar.
I never want to set foot on this land again, but while I'm still here, take this as a lesson. You can't make a leader by forcing them into a box and just putting pressure on them, squeezing them. I can't handle the pressure anymore. It's all well and good when it's someone else. You don't care about your family. You don't care about anyone but yourself. I just want to be myself.
He slaps you. I'm gonna roll a hit.
Do I take damage?
I'm rolling the hit. He rolled a 19.
That hits. Let me actually fix up.
You take 4 damage.
Okay. I recoil, but come back. I just want to be myself. This is not the right tab. Do you know what kind of person I would want to marry? No, because you never asked me.
It doesn't matter who! It does not matter who! It doesn't matter who. It matters what's best for the tribe, and you clearly are too selfish to realize that. Everything I have done, everything that I have done for you has been in service of this tribe, and you have no idea what it takes. You have no idea what it takes. You are not what it takes. You are not what it takes.
Thou hast given me 15 hours of tutoring every single day. No breaks. No. Nothing. While I'm eating, I am being lectured. That's no way to rule a tribe. I don't know anyone outside of these walls. I have never been outside of these walls. Are you being called for dinner?
Let's just finish it up.
Okay. I'll finish the rant and then we can finish this after, or continue it after. How it's all well and good to teach me theory, but how dost thou expect me to be able to lead people when I don't know people? Okay, break. We can continue after dinner.
Okay, I'll be back.
Thoughts so far? Hello.
Hello.
I was not expecting the banishment to come so quickly, so I have reworked a lot of things.
Okay.
Shall we continue? Also, my mom is here, but she will be gone again soon, so. Okay. Actually, would you mind waiting? Please go.
Sure.
It won't be that long. Just grabbing socks first. I have 5 more things prepared.
For this encounter?
Yeah, for this shouting match. Things that I had prepared and then reworked. And then wherever we go from there as well. Seagulls.
Mm-hmm.
How was dinner?
It was good. I had a lot. I had rice and chicken.
Nice. I had pizza because it was the vegetarian thing.
Sounds good.
It was good.
Ready?
Yep. How dost thou expect me to be emotionally prepared when it comes time to take over for thou, when I have never made a single decision in my life? Everything has been decided by thee. And so how am I supposed to be the one who makes all the big decisions when you have let me do none of that? Thou hast taught me all of the history, all of the politics, yet I hath no experience. I have no idea what it is actually like out there. Isn't a Thrar supposed to know that? Aren't they supposed to be able to do what's right for their people? Thou sayest that everything thou hast done for me and for everything is for the good of the people. Yet I have never seen you talk to any of those people. You may know in theory, but theory doesn't work. Look at anything from history. Theory doesn't work. People don't behave the way thou expect them to act. We cannot run a government, lead a people, when we don't know who they are. That's no way to run a government. That's no way to run a family. You look like you disagree with me.
I've made my decree. Now leave me.
about my father, yet I does not know who they are. I am your daughter, yet thou hast no clue who I am, what my interests are, what I like, what I dislike, what my hopes for the future for the sea fawn are. We have been in the same family, living under the same roof for 16 years. Yet we are strangers. Wherefore is that? Is that some decision thou hast made that we cannot be people first? That we must do everything perfectly by the book? Yes, there are patterns in history, but we need to use that history and those patterns to inform what we do now. Not as a hard and set rule. You can see her eyes start to have some life behind them, some fire.
You are not my daughter. You are truly not my daughter.
Thou, Grammar, are not my father either. You never were. And thou never shall be. If you had ever been my father, thou wouldst know who I actually want to be with for the rest of my life. And because of thou, neither do I, because I have never talked to anyone unless it was for the good of the country. But what I do know, and this, if you hadn't been already about to, or have had, whatever, banished me, this would do it. What I do know is that I will never fall in love with a man. That I know for sure. That is one of the few things I know for sure.
You are just a teen, and you are just confused. My business is done here. And he just walks away.
Confused? I follow him.
He stops and looks at you with very intent eyes that if you say a single word, he will snap.
You have spent all this time corralling me into a little box, and now thou wanted to take away music. Music is the one thing that has kept me sane. Music is the one thing that has helped me grow as a person. Dost thou knowest what music hath taught me? It hath taught me that I am not a girl, nor am I a woman. It has taught me that there are other options. I'm not a girl, I am not a boy, I'm not a man, I'm not a woman. I am neither, and I cannot and will not be fit into thine little perfect box. And she storms away.
Good riddance.
Good riddance to thou. Thee. 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 I walk out the doors I had...
If you ever look back, there's a slight smile on his face.
I don't. I don't look back. And knowing that there's a chance that this would happen, I had packed all of my money in a bag under my dress. And I had placed my instruments, three of them, by the door, like just outside, like in a bush.
Mm-hmm.
And so on my way out, I grab them and I leave and I never look back. And I walk until I get to
Callisto?
probably. Let me see if I actually was smart and put this in my backstory. Yes, it was Callisto. I did put it in my backstory. How far of a walk would that be?
Freaking far.
I'll hitchhike.
Okay.
How long would it be by wagon or whatever mode of transportation?
Probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Okay. I find what is the biggest export of the Siphon?
Of the Siphon?
Specifically food.
Fish.
Ew. I hide in a fish wagon.
You remember the dwarves in The Hobbit where they were going into Lake Town and they had hidden fish barrels? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. And she hides in there for 2 weeks.
Living off of fish.
Yeah, living off of raw fish.
Where does she go to the restroom?
That is a very good question.
In there.
Ew.
That's a very ew. What does she drink? Fish oil?
Ew.
Their blood. You didn't really think that through, did you? Slightly disgusting. Okay, I don't even know why you said that.
You mentioned things. At night, when they stop at a tavern for the night, she gets out and finds actual food and water. Scavenging for it. So that she doesn't see anyone.
Gee whiz, you must
smell
terrible.
Yeah, that's part of the reason. And from this point forward, as far as this backstory goes, she never tells anyone her last name.
Okay. Aria Medorath. Huh.
It's just Aria from now on.
Okay.
And perchance the party will find out. Maybe not.
After a long while, you eventually make it to Callisto. It's a ruined city filled with Astrum, to which you've only read about. And of course, to earn a living, because you came there with basically nothing, you...
Except a bag of gold.
You turn to one of your old favorites. Playing on the street for money.
When I finally get to Callisto, I'm going to jump in the nearest river.
Mm-hmm.
Spend a few minutes in there. Use my wind abilities that are kind of not specified, but it says that an air ganassi will have their, will kind of have like a breeze surrounding them at all times. So I'm assuming that makes me dry off faster. Can I regain those 4 hit points?
Yeah, you would have regained them a while back.
And I will go find a tavern.
Okay.
But what's the first one I stumble across?
You find a tavern called the Beer in the Ear.
I walk into it and go up. How much for a room?
The rooms are sold out tonight, sorry.
A different place to sleep?
We got the pig pen!
Very funny, very funny. I shall take my business elsewhere. I walk out and I go to the next one.
Okay. The next one. Next one you find is the the Medorath Tavern.
I walk up to the person who seems to be running the place. How much for a room?
What kind of room you want?
Preferably a clean one.
A bed for 1 or 2?
1.
Well, I think that'll put you back a silver piece.
Okay. I hand one over. Because this is before the start of the campaign, should I deduct it from the starting equipment at the start of the campaign or no? Okay. Because I'm gonna make a lot more money anyway. So I give him...
You're pretty sure it's a him.
I give him a silver piece.
Okay.
Get a full night's rest.
In a very disgusting bed. There's like crumbs of somebody's last eating there.
I take off all the sheets, shake them out. Is there a window?
Yes.
Open the window, shake all of the sheets out, run them. Is there any kind of water source?
No.
Okay. Shake them out at the window. Put them back on the bed and sleep in it.
Okay. Good night's rest. Beautiful morning.
The next morning, I go out and I love how it's still the same ambience.
Yes. I'm too lazy to change it. This is fine.
That is perfectly fine. And I'm going to go out I'm going to find a nice little park.
Not possible. Callisto does not have a park. A nice little street corner?
Not so nice little park. Yeah, a nice little street corner. I walk around a little bit to try to find the wealthy part of town. Wealthiest part of town.
Okay.
And pull out my violin and start playing. Should I make a performance check?
I was about to say that. Yes, make a performance check.
I rolled a 7, so that's a 16.
You managed to draw this individual toward you. You never really specified what Medorath was.
I was planning on that being like a couple months in.
I was planning on being one of your first to bit.
So I do this every day for a couple months.
Okay.
Every day getting a few coins, enough to scrape up a nice dinner, increasingly good housing situation, and a little to put away for savings. Is there a bank?
No.
Okay, I just keep the money on me. In the same little pouch that I had sewed in the inside of the waistband of my skirt.
Okay. So?
And because the clothing is a bit tattered and dirty, no one notices it as
Sure.
aristocratic.
Sure.
Okay.
So, after... What's up? Okay, well, whatever. Okay. After a while of doing this onto the street, you find a person walk up to you. Probably one of the first in a long while. You know, you generally draw crowds, but this one's different. No crowds this day, a little slow. But, this woman...
I look up at her.
What is she?
Unspecified. Doesn't really matter. I can just pull a race out of a hat, or you can.
Do you want me to?
Sure.
Okay. So you see this satyr, Medorath, walk up to you. She says, "Gee whiz, you're good."
Why, thank you. Dost thou play as well?
Of course I do. And she pulls out a lyre.
Dost thou want to join me?
Yeah. And she sits down next to you. And you just fiddle away.
Do we draw more of a crowd now or less?
Yeah, you draw more of a crowd. People are starting to take a lot more notice with this fancy duet that's been going on. Yeah.
That night, after the city has gone to sleep, when I would normally stop playing, Would you like to join me for a drink? Maybe a bite of food?
Of course. After playing such an amazing day with you, of course I would. It's nice to have a new face, and especially one so kind, comparatively, because your entire life has been a little bit of a weird roller coaster, and having to live in a fish barrel for 2 weeks has been not so great. And then having to scrounge for money for another couple months hasn't also been so great. So having a nice face around is quite refreshing.
What's your name?
My name's Medika. What's your name?
I'm Aria. You're really good.
Aria what?
Just Aria.
You don't have a last name?
Nope.
How come?
I don't know. I was just never given one.
That's kind of weird. Everybody's given a last name.
Not me.
Well, you're weird. I like you, though. You're really good at playing.
Why, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. It's nice to hear sometimes.
You don't get that many?
Not a lot of people stop to talk.
They don't?
Most just pass by or maybe drop a coin or two. What about thou? What is thine last name?
You kind of speak funny.
I've been told that. I don't know where I picked it up from. I don't know where I picked it up from. It's just always been a thing.
Well, my last name is actually Willowflower. What?
How do you spell that?
Willow flower.
Couldn't hear the first syllable.
Yellow flower.
Where... How... Wherefore did thou learn to play? I hate you for this.
Well, I don't know. I just kind of learned from my mom, and that's about it. What about you?
I picked it up on and off. It hath been my passion for as long as I can remember.
We should start a band.
Just play. That is a wonderful idea. Our music styles aren't exactly the same, though. I've never heard the kind of music thou dost play.
Well, we should invent our own then.
I like it, though. We can do that?
Yeah, we can. She looks around. What should we call it? What should we call it? She looks at a rock. We should call it Rock.
How did thou come up with that?
Just come from my brain, you know.
Thinking of things, creativity.
Have you never had that before?
I have never had the opportunity. But it is so amazing.
You're an odd person. You're weird, but I like you. You're like a good weird, you know?
I've never met anyone quite like thou as well. Quite like thee as well. I'll get it
Just like you?
by the end of the campaign.
You mean just like
Thee.
you? You?
I guess.
You?
Just like you. She's trying to say you, but she can't quite get it.
You? Just like
You.
you?
You.
You?
Here, try it. The.
The. Just like the? That sounds weird. You're
Just
weird.
like the.
That's so
Well,
weird.
you're weird.
You're weird. No, you're weird.
No, that was weird. I don't know.
After a while, you do become.
Versus thou.
You do too. Hello?
Thou is a second person singular pronoun. The nominative form.
You two eventually become best friends in creating a rock band called the Rocking Chairs! Because you guys created a rock band after we're like, hey, we should create a rock band.
And we found that we were most comfortable playing in rocking chairs.
Yes.
There is a lot of character growth that happens that we just kind of skipped over that I was hoping to go more into.
Yes. Like what?
Like the whole, if you can look at my character doc.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Specifically.
Oh, the one sentence?
This.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just because I kind of want to make that transition as natural as possible.
Okay. Here, make, play for me. We'll develop our style together. Play for me.
Okay. That sounds wonderful. And so this time I'm going to pull out. Oh, wait. I never actually got an instrument. Let me do that real quick. Violin.
We are currently at an hour.
$30 gold. I can do that.
I would like to hurry up, just for the sake of Jake.
Yes. If I'm trying to figure out a way, because I have a lot that I want to do character-wise, and a lot that I was hoping to grow with. But if for your sake and Jake's sake, that can't all happen tonight.
We can shoot for another night for all this.
Okay.
But just for the sake of Jake.
Yeah. Do you want to...
Sake of Jake.
I have an idea.
Lol.
Do you want to finish this section?
Yes.
And then have Jake come in. Skip ahead to that section. And then Jake can leave and we can finish up everything else.
It's also for the sake of me.
We can finish everything up tomorrow or whenever.
Okay, that sounds good.
Alright.
So, no, play for me. I want to hear something. I want to hear just you again. I've been playing a lot with you, and I just want to hear just you again.
For the sake of how long it is, does that count as well?
What do you mean?
For the sake of how long the session is, does this other stuff count as well?
Yes.
Okay. So I pull out my violin, and I need to plug my computer in. And I start...
Here, let me quickly plug in my violin.
It's an electric violin.
Yeah.
And I start playing very classically, very traditionally, very rigidly, just very much playing the notes and feeling the music, but not putting my own spin on it at all.
That's so boring. You have to give yourself a lot more personality. People aren't gonna.
Alright, you play.
Okay.
No, play.
She
No.
takes her lyre and just goes. And it seems like a wave of color just erupts from the lyre and just engulfs you.
Ooh, new character idea. Can I have synesthesia?
Huh?
Can I have synesthesia?
What's that?
Synesthesia. It's a neurological condition in which information meant to stimulate one of your senses stimulates several of your senses. People who have synesthesia are called synesthesia. They can often see music as colors when they hear it.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Nice.
Character moment, just boom. Okay.
Yeah.
Dun! And just a whole load of you. Okay, you honestly looked high right there. You're like.
No, it's literally hypnotic.
She cast
Like someone
hypnotic
cast
pattern.
hypnotic pattern,
Yeah.
but not. I have to sit down in my rocking chair. There used to be a rocking chair in this room.
Oh, yeah?
So I sit down in my rocking chair and look like I'm gonna pass out.
Mm-hmm.
That was so colorful.
Are you okay? Are you on snood or something?
I do not think so, but I feel a little like it. Is this like this adrenaline high that she's never felt before? That they have never felt before?
What else should I know about you?
I guess I just found something out about myself. That I see music.
That's impossible.
It is really interesting. Because thou seest a huge painting whenever there are that many notes at the same time. It had always just been me, or perchance my instructor as well, my tutor. And she kind of freezes as if she shouldn't have said that.
Your tutor? You can afford a tutor? Who are you?
Not anymore. Never mind.
No,
She just moves on through doing her thing.
no. We're coming back to that.
So,
No. Who are you? Nobody can afford tutors, except if you're royalty.
I am Aria.
Aria who? I'm kidding.
What? What did he say?
Never mind.
Okay. It's just Aria.
Hey, if we're gonna continue in this
right.
rock band, you gotta loosen up around me, okay? No use sharing.
I will try.
No use keeping secrets from your fellow bandmates.
Okay. Here is the situation. And thou canst never tell anyone what I'm about to tell thee.
Okay.
Yes, I used to have a lot of money, but I do not anymore, and that is what matters.
What happened to all your money?
Family issues.
Yeah, family issues, alright. I don't even know your last name.
I don't have one.
You have to. Everybody has one.
Not I.
Okay, fine. I'll stop pressing for now. But she kind of plays a little bit more, and then you just get this, you know.
I see
Everything.
a full rainbow.
You're gay.
That is true. I see a full rainbow. It is beautiful. I get these fiery reds mixed with bright purples and light greens. I have never seen anything like this before. I love it. Teach me.
Do you want to learn how to play rock? I can teach you how to play rock. And she hands you her lyre.
I take it.
Do you know how to play one of these?
I believe I do. Might be a little rusty.
Play one.
So I play it and I try to do the same thing that she did. But it ends up being a really discorded chord, like random notes. I just kind of, like if you like just grabbed a guitar and you just held down random strings and you just went like this, how it would not sound good. That's what they do.
Okay. You're gonna get the hang of it. I promise you.
That did not look good.
No, it wasn't good. Yeah.
A bunch of muddled greens and oranges. They did not go well.
No. Wouldst thou like to join
How
my
do you-
1500?
How dost thou play? Find the right notes.
It's all
Start singing Do Re Mi from The Sound of Music.
It's all just a matter of what chords to strike first and what to strike second, third, fourth. It's just the progression of notes that sound good. And sometimes it's what notes you play together that sound good. That's called a harmony. And it's just like this crazy thing that just happens when you play music. And everything. She just goes on this hot tangent about everything that's just so near and dear to her heart. She's excitable.
I try again. Where should I hold it down?
She grabs it here and here, and she plucks 2 strings, and it just sounds great.
I grab it in the same place. I pluck the same 2 strings, and...
Performance!
22.
22. Sounds
It ends up
great.
sounding pretty good.
Yeah. Sounds like some of the greatest pieces of things. Greatest everything that you just created. Okay. So this just goes on. You have wonderful interactions with Medica throughout your years until, of course, you grow out of your teen years, and so does she.
Is this stuff that we can do in the future as well?
Yes.
Perfect.
You grow out of your
If we want to
teen
just skim through everything.
Yeah. And
find 2 more people.
Yeah. Create the rocking chairs. You
Grow from street corners to inside taverns and eventually music halls. Get a terrible review. Have a heartbreaking conversation that I actually really want to do. And then decide to disband the band.
Disband the band. Yeah. To find a new start, you make your way down to Clivis.
Yes, the last paragraph of my thing.
Should you just read it?
Aria's most recent stop has been in Clivis. They arrived in town 3 days before meeting the party. Boom. But yeah, more playing on street corners. Some excited things. Ooh, I need to... Oh, I already fixed it.
So, you're performing on a street corner in Clivis, and this beautiful young elf with pink hair walks up to you and says, "You're possibly one of the greatest bards I've ever heard before."
Really?
Really? My name's Astra Verdan. What's your name?
I'm Aria.
Really?
Would thou like to join my 150 chair tie? Her dad just came in. Chamber orchestra?
No, but would you like to join...
I lost it. Thou shouldst join my 150 chair chamber orchestra. It'll be a good deal of fun. We've got a lot of people so far, and by a lot of people, I mean we have one. Just me. But when it gets bigger, it shall be the best 150 chair chamber orchestra in all of Calantham. We'll call it the drumroll, please. Bach Bards.
Who's Bach? No,
a little joke in there for the, yeah.
And she's like, "I am good, but would you like to join the Ravens? Your talents could really be used."
What are the Ravens?
Here you go. She hands you a pamphlet. And the pamphlet...
I look it over.
You see this pamphlet that says, Company hiring. Is the droning commoner life taking its toll? Do you feel stagnant as time is passing by? The Raven Company is hiring. Join today. Meet new faces. See new places. Join the Ravens today.
That sounded great.
Really?
I would love to join.
Wonderful. So I'm actually just heading around the city looking for new talents, and you just struck me crazy. And I mean, if you're interested, please go to the Dragon Breaths Inn and sign up.
Right now?
Sure.
I put away the violin.
Mm-hmm.
Put the coins in the little coin pouch, still in the same place, and head to the inn to meet Jake's character.
Okay. So Astra Verdan comes with you. Astra Verdan.
Hello.
Hello. So Astra Verdan walks with you to the Dragon's Breath Inn, and she opens the door to you, and it's completely dark in there. You just saw somebody exit, an older gentleman, and it's completely dark in there. As you enter, you hear striking a match, and it lights the candle in front of him. Jake, would you please describe?
Hello. So what you see is what appears to be a more slender humanoid figure with with commoner clothes, and they have their hood pulled up. And they wear a mask of iron with glass plates over the holes, and there's 7 holes where the mouth would be in a honeycomb pattern. Moving down, the only thing that you can see that's exposed is the arms, and they appear to be made out of bronze with some sort of cloth or something flexible at the joints, so you can't see beneath them. And then everything else is commoner clothes except down to the legs, where you see you know what jump stilts look like? If not,
I don't think so.
If not, the next closest approximation is, do you know what an athlete who's had their leg replaced? That kind of someone with a prosthetic leg. That's what I'm looking for. But it's one of the runner legs.
I don't really know what they are, but I can imagine it good enough.
That is kind of what you see. I will send you and everyone else reference images once we actually get into the campaign.
So
Perfect.
It is all empty in there, which you would expect to be a bustling tavern, but it's just a single table, and that's where they sit.
Did I spot Astra Verdan?
Yeah, Astra Verdan kind of peeks in and gives you a...
Greetings, General.
She enters
I
behind.
I walk over to the table.
You see he
Hi! Would Estelle like to join my 150 chair chamber orchestra? That should just join my 150 chair chamber orchestra. It will be a great deal of fun. We've got a lot of people so far, and by a lot of people, I mean we have one. It's just me right now. But when it gets bigger, it shall be the best 150 chair chamber orchestra in all of Calantham. We'll call it the, drumroll please, Battling Bards.
Oh gosh. Okay.
You look to Astra Verdan and she's like...
I looked at Astra Verdan?
Yeah.
Yeah, notably, like, you can't see the eyes or anything behind the mask. You just see him pull a chair up to the table, sit down and lean his bow staff on the back of it and gesture to the other seat.
I sit down, and because I didn't do this earlier, you see a medium-sized Argonauty with pale blue skin and blue eyes They have long white hair with blue accents pulled back into some braids. She's wearing a loose, flowy blue dress with gold accents and sandals, and I will send you a picture right now, actually.
Oh, perfect.
If I can.
Astra Verdan kind of leans on the wall in the shadows, watching the interview.
That's now. For once, I'm actually nervous giving one of these interviews. My boss is here. Dang it! This is like when the principal comes and sits in on a teacher's class.
Oh, I know.
That's what this must be like. Oh my gosh! I actually screwed up my notes. Okay.
Also, if you did not know, or if you didn't put it together, that's the thing that the cloud-like thing that could get annoying if I use it too often.
Gotcha. And it's the way of speaking.
No.
Or
Something that is it's slightly metagaming, but that's how she introduces herself to literally anyone. And so if we meet too many new people in a session, it could get very, very annoying.
Gotcha. Well, it's only till 150 people join, right?
Exactly. Well, actually 149, because we do have a lot of people.
True.
One.
Would you please state your name, race, and age for the record?
Aria. Age 21.
R-A...
Ergonasi.
A-R-I-A?
Yes, A-R-I-A.
$21.
That is correct.
And as a note, my character's writing style and speed is equal to mine for once. So during the course of this interview, me writing is happening in character. Where do you hail from?
Let me just make sure I'm getting I always mix it up.
The plane of air.
I am from Callisto.
To whom do your allegiances lie?
With myself, primarily. Secondly, to anyone who I deem in the right.
What can you bring to the company?
I can bring lots of entertainment and joy, and also a quick wit and a knowledge gained through many years of education. As well as a curiosity for the unknown.
What are your greatest strengths and weaknesses, in one word each?
Strengths. Performing. Weaknesses. Can it be a 2-word hyphenated phrase? If you said something, I couldn't hear it.
Sure.
Fitting in? As in, like, in a crowd?
Are you willing to give your life for the greater good?
Absolutely.
What is greater, the pen or the sword?
The pen. Always. For the pen can write stories, both in prose and in song. And it can write beautiful notes.
What was the first thing you said? In
Prose.
prose?
Yeah.
Prose, as in, like,
Okay.
yes, as in, like, not poetry.
So in prose, in stories, in song, and in notes?
Yeah. As in, like, musical
Yeah.
notes.
How do you define loss?
Loss is a feeling of grief, sometimes small, sometimes overwhelming. But yet, loss can also lead to beauty. And opportunity.
This might be the first one I actually reached 2 pages on, note-wise. How do you define victory?
Victory is success. Whether personal success, achieving your own goals, success of a group or organization, such as, again, achieving a goal that that group or organization has. Same thing on any scale.
For organizations, it was what? Actually, I'll say that in character. For organizations, it was what?
Essentially just success, however the individual defines it. The individual or organization. Yet victory can be bittersweet as well.
Where do you see yourself in the time frames of 5, 10, and 25 years? And I'll repeat that in plain English, because everyone has had an issue with it.
I think I get it.
Yeah, so time frames 5, 10...
Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, and 25 years?
25. You say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one everyone gets hung up on.
Art thou looking for the ideal situation? The goal?
To your
Or
interpretation. Whether it's a goal you wish to complete, or whether you see it as the reality of a situation. Maybe you're pessimist. It's up to the individual.
I can give both. Ideally, optimistically, in 5 years, 10 and 25, I would be in the same place. Because ideally, it would only take 5 years to achieve my greatest goal. The one that I've already told you about, the 150 chair chamber orchestra. Let me know when you're done writing and I'll continue.
Five-chair chambered orchestra?
150.
150, okay.
5 is too small.
And what about not optimistically?
And for that chamber orchestra, I foresee fame, success, full houses every night. She just looks like she is in complete bliss at that thought.
What about for...
Realistically, I might see a smaller group in 5 years, maybe around 50, gaining some attention from those in the musical community. In 10 years, another 25 or 50. And then in 25 years, the full 150. And pessimistically, it fails. I never achieve success, and I spend the rest of my life performing on street corners for spare change.
That's one answer. Nobody. That's the
Sorry?
size of like the first person I interviewed. No, the second person. Yeah, don't be sorry. That's really cool. Do you have any combat experience?
None. There, shorter answer for you.
Yeah, that was surprising. Okay. And then you see him set down his ink quill, and fold his hands.
Hi. Sorry, my friends just got back.
You see him take his hands and fold them, set them over his notes, and say, lastly, do you have any questions for me?
If I may ask,
Just keep staring.
sorry, Shakespeare in English is not working with my brain at 10:30 p.m. Wherefore dost thou ask these questions?
They are to determine They're to determine whether you gain a position on this company of ravens or whether you do not.
What about the specific questions? They were interesting.
They are to gather unique information about individuals. Some of these questions give us very easy insights, and others give us more nebulous insights, depending on the answers given and the format in which the answers are given.
I can see that. I think it's a great system, more than just selecting people based on facts and statistics. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, but
Thank you.
is that all?
I don't think I have anything else, but I will let you know in the future if I do. She smiles.
Any gestures? Right. Return here tomorrow to find out if you have been selected. And he gestures to the door.
They walk out the door. Does the candle go out as soon as the door opens?
As you close the door and look back, Astra Rudan has walked to the table and sits down across from Jake's character, to whom nobody's asked for his name.
Nobody asked for my name.
I was going to ask for your name when you were giving that final speech. I was going to ask for your name. Can I go back and ask it? Because I was actually going to, like, I was thinking I need to ask this character.
You open the door again.
You see,
Okay, one last quick question.
you see, he's like begun to like turn some of the notes around and pass them to Astra Verdan, then just closes them again and looks up. Yes?
Who art thou?
Crow Thurkomanaki.
That didn't answer my question. Who art thou?
He sets his notes down. An adept assassin working for the Crows. My name is Thurkomanaki.
That is what thou do. Not
Then I am an automaton,
who thou art.
forged in a basement not long ago.
Why?
Because somebody wanted to create something for a purpose, and that purpose is to be served out.
How dost thou feel about that?
Is what I want.
Fascinating. Who wast thou before that? Transformation.
Pile of parts. Another set of automatons. An amalgamation. He holds up his hand next to his face. Clearly.
Thine hand is not who thou art.
Do you look at the hand real quick?
Yeah.
Roll me a perception check.
$24.
Holy crap! Okay, yeah. That's enough to notice. He doesn't bend the fingers much, but you notice that this one bends on its own, this one bends on its own, this one bends on its own, and these bend together. For both hands.
Okay.
No, but we are made of our constituent parts. You were made by your mother and father, I assume. And then you were made by the meals you ate until this point.
I was made by the experiences I had.
Then he holds up the notes. This is what I am made of. And he drops it back down.
I shall figure you out. And she just walks out the door.
Third Komanaki turns his head back to Astra Verdan.
I like her.
I do too.
Well, if there's anything else that Aria would like to do, this would be the time to do it.
I am so upset that I forgot to ask that. Like, so upset.
You'll also be one of the few people who has any information. I've told people that I'm a person, an automaton, and an automaton and a person. And some people just didn't ask. Most people didn't ask.
I wonder.
So-
I wonder if they just think NPC. Okay. Well, anyways, if there's anything else Aria would like to do, this would be the time to do it.
I mean, there's a lot, but not right now.
Okay.
Because I think you both need to
Yeah.
do things.
I have a couple things to do with Jake really quickly, and then.
Sure.
Yeah. I think we're going to continue. Do you want to continue the session tomorrow?
Sure.
Okay.
Or
I
whenever.
may be
you're able to.
going. I may be going to the beach tomorrow. I may not, depending on whether it's raining.
Okay. Cool.
So depending on that, that will figure out my timing.
Okay.
But I am excited. Let me know when you're done.
Okay.
Alright. Bye.
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 Astra Verdan looks at you and says, "So any new prospects?"
Were you aware that you sent Valen's bastard to me? I'll take that as a no.
No.
Eris Flowers, age 25, race human, born in the city of Clivis. Let me go to my interview sessions. Her allegiances lie with family. The father first, and then the mother. And their names are Valen, Tia, Melody, and Laurelyn.
Well, and she just she continues with that. Okay.
He promptly connects a mind link. I'll roll for it in case
Okay.
smacks my psychic die down, but it's before the others fade.
So, can we trust her?
Interesting note. Seems as if she has spent a good deal of time with Laurelden. But her allegiances lie with her father first. And she has a wish to find out who killed her mother.
She could be very useful.
Is her mother Tia? Or is her mother the one we don't have the name of?
I don't know. If she's a bastard child, then it's probably not Tia.
Possibly.
Or unless Tia had some... I don't know.
It does raise a few questions.
Is there a company forming? Do you think?
Say again?
Is there a company forming, do you think?
Out of these interviews?
Yes.
Did she send more than the people I interviewed? I know I gave an answer to DJ, but that could have just been a lie.
Basically, no.
Okay. Nice. Of the 4 individuals sent, possibly. We had the bastard child, a half-elf with a propensity for being a warrior and seeking out some greatness. I suppose it was one of the flyers. Looking for greatness as a warrior. That's what their strength was. It seems they fight for love. That is dangerous, but powerful.
Absolutely.
You sent me an old man?
Yeah.
Though, I think he is a fit here. He may be old, but he's a sorcerer. One so powerful that him breathing put out that candle. Cooled off this table. He doesn't understand his powers, though.
That could be a
Wild
wild card. Yeah.
Though that is a sign of Neos, is it not?
It is.
And, of course, Aria, who... You were here. I assume she is a bard?
Yes.
There's a company. Certainly.
A bard, a rogue, a warrior, a sorcerer, and a wizard.
Is that what Flowers was? Eris?
Yes.
She carried 2 swords on her
I saw that, yes.
and was trained by Laurelin. Is she a... What is that subclass called?
Blade singer.
Blades? Is she a blade singer?
Presume so, yes.
Well.
Well, I suppose being on such a tight time schedule, I don't think we have other choices, huh? Any other choice, at least.
knowing the proliferation of the ability to teleport and that they have a 2-day, near 3-day head start on us, possibly, we may have no other choice.
Well, when they return tomorrow, I suppose you should give them the good news then.
I suppose so.
Then
Would you like these? No, I will not hand these notes. If you are found with them, that's treason. Though, I did notify them who we are serving under, though I'll make sure it's not. I will make sure it's closely guarded. Gosh, I can't speak. It's closely guarded knowledge.
Yes, please. Probably best tell them, unless, I'll leave this up to you. Best tell them that it's off the books, or you do tell them. They have pros and cons to each.
Perhaps we were transferred.
Maybe.
Do you have an enemy you don't want on the council anymore? One that is not privy to Lorian's goings abouts, though. Or is. Either is dangerous.
Yes. I'll leave that up to you then.
Certainly.
If you need me, you know where to find me. And she
Certainly.
gets up, raises her hand to shake.
He stands up with his good hand,
Shakes,
reaches out and shakes a hand.
and she walks out. Okay. I guess that's the end of the interviews. Wow.